Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am Abigail B, your favorite interior designer. Now, I'm in my office today, different setup, yeah, because usually I'm in the living room. And excuse me in advance, you may hear some kids talking and laughing in the background because they're in the garden. But I'm doing some work upstairs and I decided to just do a quick video for you to give you some nuggets of wisdom, as always. But yeah, firstly, because I've been getting a lot, especially on my social media, people have been asking me, where's this outfit from? Where's that outfit from? So I feel like I'm going to venture into a little bit of fashion and styling because the two do, work really well together. But yeah, this is my top. And I've just paired it with some jeans. And it's really comfortable, and if you want to wear it during the winter you can, because I've worn it with like a polo neck before, and it's really nice, and it's actually linen, nice and breathable for summer. So yeah, this is my little top. This is from Zara, and the jeans I believe are from Arcare, but yeah, I'll find out and put it in the description. Anyway, today we are talking about habits that are going to help you to make your home look expensive and not cheap. I have spoken about before about habits that really downgrade your home. So we're just flipping the script a little bit and we're talking about how it can elevate your home. And it's not just about elevating the aesthetics, it's also about just being in your space, really enjoying it and getting the most out of your home. So yeah, buckle up for this one. You're going to love the tips that I'm giving, and I assure you, you're going to start doing them and thank me later. All right, let's get into number one. This habit should be a must, and I do it even without thinking. And I think with a lot of these habits, as you go on, it will be something that is a non-negotiable, and it will just come very fluid and natural to you. Now, go around your home and fluff your pillows. This is called resetting. You can either do this at night where you just reset, putting my kitchen to bed, resetting, pluffing everything up. If not, do it first thing in the morning. Just bring everything to life by fluffing and puffing your cushions, your seats, your bedding, so on and so forth. It just really does. And also, it helps to kind of get the dust out and everything becomes aligned and well put together. Another habit that I want you to do is that if you bring anything new to your home, please remember to exit the old ones. Now, this is a little bit of recycling, and I'm not saying that you should be wasteful and be kind of chucking things away literally, but perhaps put them in a shed or put them in a loft somewhere else, because there will be a season when they need to come back again. But what I don't want you to do is be bringing things that are new and then it starts to accumulate. And then it has this thing called hoarding, because we move on and it may be something you brought in there that perhaps doesn't go too much with the previous style, and just accumulating it together can allow visual mess, which is something we want to avoid. And this works in every aspect as well. For example, even if you've got like new bedding, go through your stuff. It's the time to start decluttering. Go through and like, okay, I bought something new, something needs to give, whether you're going to recycle it or it needs to be discarded. But what we want to do is trying to keep the balance between the old and new. Think quality, not quantity. Number 3 is about allowing there to be breathable spaces. Now, I have spoken about before, and I'm going to touch on it a little bit later as well, so hold on for that. But breathable spaces in all different aspects. So open your cupboards, look at your shelvings, your bathroom especially. And when it gets to the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, it's been a busy week. You may sometimes forget that, you've put the item there and you haven't put it back to its originated space. This is the time to just keep doing that. Have a routine of doing that as well, so that these habits can eventually get rid. Do it 3 times a week. You can do it Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday. And just go around, look at your shelving, look at around things, and just make sure that things have been taken away and you can literally see through and things are breathable. So we want to create a space where it's not heavy loaded and free from clutter. Especially like in your bathroom, and you've probably put like your detergents and your hair, shampoo, whatever. Just move them out and put them away. And when you do that during the week, when you start doing it, you realize when it comes to the weekend, it's not like, oh, I have to do a massive clean now. And also it's nicer for your cleaners when they come round and they start doing things, like they know where things are as well. So it's a really good habit to have, and not to leave it to the last minute or to the end of the week, because by that point, the house is a mess and it's extremely hard now to start putting things away. It becomes a habit that we want to start. Another very chic habit that I like is in the evenings we do switch off time. So main lights are off, lamps are on. It's all about the ambience. So all the lamps are on, all the candles are lit. And what we're doing at this space is creating an environment that really allows you to be fully comfortable, zen and connected. I love doing that, and I think it's a habit that many should adopt. You're switching from the morning to the very busy kind of exacting period of time, which is usually around like 5 to 7. Now, after that, you've had your dinner and it's time to settle. Lay down, lower the lighting and create an ambience. Another habit that you need to adopt is when you are styling and putting things together, always remember the rule of 3. Group things together and 3. And if you can, try and level them as well. So one will be on surface level, one slightly elevated, and the other higher. And if you can, try and bring a variation in height when you are grouping the 3 together. So one on ground level, one probably placed on a book to bring a little bit elevation, and then one slightly down, depending on the height of the item as well. That variation really allows it to be very intentional. The balance also helps it to be aesthetically pleasing. And it really does help to give a very artistic architectural look rather than it being flat and boring. If you're not able to do so on your flat surfaces, get a tray and group things together that way as well. Don't just allow things to just be on surface level, just there as it is, because it looks like no effort has been put into it and it just doesn't look well put together. I don't know how else to say it. It's a rule, it's a design principle that has been going on for so long now, and there's a reason for it and it has to be done. So allow that to be a habit. Just look around, and if you realize that you've styled things in a row, just stop, group them together, bring some variation of height, and bring in some texture and colors as well. You can also mix it. It doesn't have to be all the same. And it looks very aesthetically pleasing. The next point is hiding functional chaos. Now, if you have a family especially, there are going to be periods of time where you may have things that may not have particular spaces for them, but this is when you have to use very good functional storage, whether that be baskets or cupboards. Either way, you want everything to be hidden. Things have to look seamless and intentional. Try and make sure if you are bringing baskets in and storage units that they are working in line with the decor and aesthetics of the room. Don't let it be so significant and obvious. Allow it to look like it's part of a decor piece. Hiding wires. Anything that is just lingering around, get rid, hide it. And once you have that habit of just putting everything back in place and having that seamless look, it just helps things to kind of look tidy. Even if one item is out of place, it becomes obvious and it just encourages you automatically to put it back into place as well. Everything has a home on that point. Everything has a home. Storage is very, very important. Another habit that I want you to adopt is bringing in fresh plants and fresh flowers. Now, for myself, I put my hands up. I'm not able to look after fresh plants as well, and they do die in my hands, and it's not good. But even if you do have false flowers, there are periods of times that I just want you to bring in some fresh ones. When you're going to your groceries, just pick up some beautiful bouquets, bring it into your kitchen and add some fresh water. I don't know what it is, but it just brings so much life to the space. It just allows it to just be rejuvenated, and it just brings that nice fresh feeling as well. It's a habit that can be done very easily and it doesn't cost you much, and the difference that it brings is so worth it. Another habit that I want you to do is be very intentional about the scent of your home. Now, it doesn't have to be about lighting candles, putting diffusers out and room sprays. I'm talking about a little bit more deeper. Even with your laundry, go for very high-end, well-quality laundry detergent. When you invest in that and it has a really good scent, and you've laid that on your bedding, that alone brings a really beautiful scent to your space without you even spraying anything. And those are the type of scents that linger for a very long time because it becomes part of your home. Make sure you get rid of damp, and make sure that when you're using your cleaning surface, you get non-toxic products that have a slight, beautiful, natural scent to it, because these things are the ones that, as I said, stays within your items and they linger. You can go out and buy the cheapest kind of spray for your space and spray it around and clean the surfaces, and then go around and spray the perfume. Can you imagine that combination of scent? Like, it's not going to be nice. Imagine bleach with, I don't know, a peach floral scent. The force of it is making me gag. Like, it's horrible. So remember that. There's one called Purdy and Fig that I think is particularly nice. It's non-toxic and has a beautiful scent to it and I absolutely love. Things like that. Use that for your surfaces. Make sure that your cleaning cloths are clean. Wash them. Like, you don't have to throw them away. Put them in the washing machine. I'll do that every time I do a clean in the house. Put them in the washing machine with a nice detergent, nice comfort smell. And when you bring it out, they're just smelling fresh. Because when you're using dirty cloths around the house, again, you're moving the bacteria, you're moving all that nasty scent around the house, and it just leaves streaks of nastiness, and which we don't want. So yeah, go a little bit beyond just about the candles and diffusers if you want to bring the scent in. And most importantly, open the windows. That's a big habit that you must do, especially now in the UK. The sun is shining, we're getting a little bit warmer, so there's literally no excuse. Another habit that I want you to adopt is decanting. Now, I personally don't really like plastic things. Like, even my containers when I take to work, they have to be glass. My water bottle is glass. Like, yeah, the plastic, it just gives me the ick. But the reason why I want you to adopt in that is, even with the glass items, they are just so much easier to clean. And when you do clean it, it just has that nice polish to it. And I don't know, it's just when you're drinking from a glass water bottle, especially, like, you just feel like you're having something clean going in you. And it just feels very fresh. It feels healthy. So yeah, that's just my thing. But on that, when we're talking about decanting, when you have items that you bring in, whether it be, let's talk about the kitchen, like a cornflakes box or materials that you've bought in, shopping, take everything out and put it in its intentional place. So if you have like spaghetti, like I'm just showing you some pictures here, decant them all into containers. Like, they just look so pretty, they look chic, they're well put together, as I keep saying. And it just adds a different vibe to the space. You're washing up liquid, pour it into your glass containers and use it from there. Don't use the washing up liquid that you're just, yeah, don't do that, please. Yeah, everything must have its purpose. Like, I want that to just stick with you. Everything has its purpose. Everything is done with intention. And once you start to adopt those ideologies, it becomes natural to you. And you'll see over time, things are just looking so prestige. And you are really going to elevate your home. It becomes a habit that you don't even realize that you're doing. There is so much more that I want to talk about when it comes to habits. There's things that I want you to start doing around your home. And when you're doing that, it also becomes part of your new nature. Feeling really refined, being refined, and it reflects in your home as well. So come back and watch another video next week. Hopefully next week or the week after, we'll be talking more about this. Hope you enjoyed watching. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and my other socials as well. And I'll see you in another video. Bye.